up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to customize your wigs. I've been getting this question so much. So I'm going to show you how I go from a very basic stock wig that would look rather wiggy if we don't customize it to something like this, something that looks more natural. It lays more flat to the head and it just has more life. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'll be using the RPG Show lace wig. You guys know I have been using and have worked with RPG Show for years. So they sent me this wig over for review and I was like, I'm with it. So this wig is a basic bob, basic A-line bob. If you've ever used RPG Show wigs before or have seen them on YouTube, you know that they come fully stocked with a wig cap, a brush, and also they have their own little magazine, which I personally love. And can we just say, hey girl, to the chick on the cover? She looks absolutely beautiful. That melanin is popping. All right, so here it is. It's just a basic boring wig, and usually most people have issues with getting their wigs and learning how to customize them right out of the box. Usually they'll cut the lace off and then they'll just wear it and it looks very wiggy. So I'm gonna show you how to fix that. So this wig comes with three clips or claws throughout the perimeter of the wig. It is full lace in the front. It's not lace in the back, but the lace is full throughout in the front. Alright, so the first thing you need to customize is developer. You'll also need a little bit of bleach. I'm using Quick Blue. And you'll also need a bowl and a comb. I'm gonna slow down because I'm kind of messing up. Alright, so you're gonna take just one scoop of the Quick Blue and place it into your bowl, and then I'm going to just eyeball it for the cream developer. So what I'm looking for, I'm not trying to do equal parts. I'm looking for a type of consistency with my developer, with my bleach, because I want it to be paste-like, because the first thing that we're going to do is bleach our knots. So I'm looking for a very paste-like consistency with my bleach, and once I get that, we're good to go. So just take your time. You want something that's not gonna move from the brush. Alright, so for this particular wig, as I stated before, it is lace throughout the front. So from ear to ear, it's like a lace front, but it's not lace throughout. But because I know that I'm only going to wear this wig with a middle part, I'm really only concerned with bleaching the middle part plus a little bit more around the perimeter of the wig. So just taking little dab-like strokes, I'm just applying the bleach on top of the lace. The really important thing to take home from this is to not push too far into the lace, because then it's going to penetrate through and it's actually going to bleach the wig, which is, well, the hairs, which is something that you absolutely do not want. You can fix that later, but you always want to make your process a lot easier than harder. You feel me? Alright, so after that, I like to take just a little bit of aluminum foil, and then where I place the bleach, I'm just going to lay that right on top of the aluminum foil. So what the aluminum foil does, it is actually like a little reaction between the bleach and the aluminum foil. So it kind of speeds up the process. It makes it feel a little warm. You guys might have experienced that before if you've ever did some at-home bleaching, or if you ever had bleaching done to your own hair. You'll feel that oxidation and that warmth coming through. That's what the aluminum foil is going to do. You want to let that process for about 30 minutes, and once it's done, it should look something like that. So now I'm going to actually get ready to wash the hair, but I do a little trick. I actually like to use Shimmer Light shampoo, because this is actually going to tone the knots as well as wash the hair. So if you've ever bleached hair before, it's a golden tone, and what's going to tone it is purple. Or you can also use an actual toner like the one I just showed you there. But for me, I'm just going to take a little bit of the Shimmer Lights and just work that into the scalp of the wig. Now, traditionally, I would let this sit for about an hour because it's soap and I really want for the purple to deposit with the gold and actually tone. But for the purpose of time, I did kind of speed this up. But for if you're doing this at home, I definitely recommend that you let it sit for about an hour to really tone the lace front. And then after that, you just do what you would normally do with your wig. You're just going to go ahead and wash it and condition it. So I actually like using the shimmer lights. Again, I like to use it for toning when I'm bleaching knots, but it actually smells really, really good. So then after that, I'm going to go ahead and cut the lace of the wig because now it's time to start styling it. So I wouldn't recommend using some scissors that's this big. I wouldn't. Just use something a little bit smaller so that you can get really close to the scalp. But yeah, you're just going to go ahead and cut around the perimeter of the wig. Be sure to be very careful. Take your time with this because you don't want to cut into the wig because like you can always like, no, you can. I was going to say something else. No, you can't add to. Like once you cut it, like that's it. So just be very, very, very careful when cutting. All right, so this is what it looks like after it's been washed and toned, and that is the scalp. And so it's looking pretty good. We're actually going to go in a little bit more and customize it, but that'll be later. So now this is how I actually make my wigs lay so flat. So I'm going to just do my middle part. I'm using my mannequin's nose as a guide to have a very straight part, but again, you can go back in and customize it a little bit later. But I'm a lazy pants, and I do this so much that I just kind of know like little cuts and corners to take, so I'm using my mannequin as a guide. But you want to take a little bit of mousse, and you're just going to put some of that around your wig, and then you're going to mix it in with your hair. Using mousse for this isn't entirely necessary, but I like to use the mousse because it just lays down any flyaways that might be there once the hair dries with just water alone. And plus I like the sheen that it kind of gives the wig after it's done drying. So yeah, I'm adding just a generous amount of mousse to the crown of the head, especially where you're going to see the part, because this is what's going to determine whether or not it's really, really flat or not. So I'm just adding a little bit more. It's to your discretion. Be sure to place a little bit in the back as well. And then this part is like non-negotiable. After you've done applying your mousse, you need to take a small tooth comb and just run it through the hair, but really pressing down and making sure that it's laying flat. You literally want it to lay against your mannequin head. This is just going to ensure that it's really, really, really flat. You can always add volume later, but initially you want to make sure that it's super duper flat. So that's why I'm just being very tedious and very careful in how flat it lays. Also, what I like to do, I like to take the small tooth comb and just kind of run it at the top by the part to make sure there aren't any like kinks or knots up there. Again, just to make sure that it lays nice and flat. After that, you're just gonna apply your scarf. This is like the scarf that I go to bed in. Actually, it's not. It's my wig scarf. This is what I use when I'm trying to like make sure that the wig is laying flat. But you're going to just tie it like you normally would, like it was on your own head. The only thing is you're going to pull so tight to make sure again that it lays very, very flat. And you guys will see that I'm pulling so tight. You would never do this to your head. All right, so I'm gonna pull that tight, and then I'm just gonna tie it. You're gonna let it sit overnight, and then once you wake up once you wake up, oops, somebody's in her gym wear. Okay, girl. Once you wake up, it's going to be completely flat like that and 100% dry. If you've ever gotten your hair done, if you've ever had a pixie cut before and they molded you underneath the dryer, this is basically the steps that they take. Okay, and then after that, I'm just going to go ahead and comb it out just to make sure it looks as nice as I want it to, and it is looking very, very flat. I wish I would have let the shampoo sit a little bit longer on the lace part of my wig because I can still see a little bit of yellow, but it's okay. I went back and fixed it later on, so it really wasn't a big biggie. All right, so now I'm going to show you guys how to apply it and just make it look a little bit more natural on your own head. Okay, so this is me. I usually just put 2 French braids going to the back. You guys know that I have a widow's peak. And please don't judge me for my dandruff. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm going to apply a stocking cap. The same mesh cap that's in the RPG show wig box is what I'm going to use. I love these things. They just make sure that the wig stays and there's no traction. There's going to be a little bit of stocking cap left over. You're just going to pull that and then tuck it underneath the crown of the cap, like so. And then I like to take a little bit of like my fingers and just like make a part right there for the wig. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the wig on. There's no right or wrong way to put the wig on. You just want to make sure that it's aligned with your part. And make sure that you don't snag yourself with the clips that's inside of the wig as well. Alright, so now it's time for the adjusting part of it. As you guys can see, this wig has a little bit of a lift in the front. I'm going to show you guys how to fix that, but that was a concern. But the two clips that are on the side of my head, I'm going to pull almost behind my ear, because that's going to make sure that the front lays as flat as possible. But then we're going to go back in and just make sure that the front is laying even better. So again, I'm going to like pull it back almost as if it's going behind my ears. And then the next thing that I do is something I have been doing for years, and that is using bobby pins to secure the wig around the perimeter of my hair. This part is optional. I'm just combing it down or brushing it down to see how everything is looking. So everything looks good. It's really flat except for the front part there. Alright, so taking a bobby pin, I'm actually going to, again, take that same method of pulling the front part, using a bobby pin to secure it, and then the bobby pin actually goes behind my French braid and allows it to stay. Now, as you guys can see, you can see a little bit of that bobby pin sticking out. Just pull your hair over it and you'll be good to go. It's not going to be detectable, but just make sure that you definitely go through and really make sure that the hair is pulled out so that no one can see the bobby pin on top of your wig. And then you're just going to brush it down and style as needed. This was all I did for styling. This was just use a little flat iron and quickly flat ironed it around my hair. Alright guys, so here's the final look. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. This is my everyday process of like flattening and customizing my wig. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends, girl, because I know somebody needs their wig flat, girl. Love you so much. See you in the next video. Peace out.